viewers, my name is Viktor Kovalyov, and you are watching the fourth episode of the Potato Week Results program. I have been working in the field of potato farming for over 20 years, and I am glad to share with you the latest events and analysis of our industry. In this program, we not only cover the news, but also dive deeper into what is happening in the global potato world. According to some forecasts, by 2050, the Earth's population will reach 10 billion people, which will require an increase in food production by approximately 70%. Potatoes will play an important role in solving this challenge. By the way, is the potato a vegetable? This is not a trivial question, and certainly not a rhetorical one. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, nearly half of all potatoes consumed by Americans are now used for frozen food products, primarily French fries. Every 5 years, the U.S. dietary guidelines for Americans are reviewed by an advisory committee which examines the latest scientific data on nutrition and provides recommendations to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Department of Health and Human Services, which finalize the document. These guidelines offer advice to Americans on what to eat and drink to meet their nutritional needs, how to strengthen health, and prevent diseases. They also form the foundation for all federal nutrition programs and policies. The 2025 Dietary Guidelines for Americans are currently being prepared. Due to a leak of information, the National Potato Council suspects that the advisory committee is seriously considering, in particular, replacing starchy vegetables, mainly potatoes, with cereal crops, wheat, rye, rice, oats, barley, etc., which could lead to the legendary potato losing its status as a vegetable and consequently its privileged position in federal nutrition programs such as school breakfasts and lunches. Cam Quarles, the president and CEO of the National Potato Council, commented on the process of updating the guidelines. Starchy vegetables and cereal crops play completely different roles in the American diet. Unlike cereals, white potatoes are a source of potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, vitamin C and B6, fiber, and other important phytonutrients. The suggestion to remove potatoes from the vegetable category is not based on any scientific evidence and is therefore a subjective and arbitrary opinion of the guideline creators. Moreover, if approved by high authorities, this innovation will only confuse Americans, leading to nutrient deficiencies and reduced overall vegetable consumption. Therefore, we urge the advisory committee to avoid hasty actions, not mislead market participants, and focus on increasing vegetable consumption as a whole, rather than reducing the recommended intake of potatoes. And of course, continue to recognize, by default, that potatoes are indeed vegetables and nothing else. While there is significant opposition in the U.S. to plans to reduce the share of potatoes in the diet by promoting more cereal-based products in developing countries, there is active state promotion aimed at expanding potato cultivation. It is no secret that many of Ethiopia's 127 million people suffer from hunger. Potatoes could become a vital food and cash crop for over 5 million smallholder farmers, playing a key role during times of food scarcity before the new grain harvest. Unfortunately, potatoes have received minimal government support. Nevertheless, the area devoted to potato cultivation has increased from 30,000 hectares in the 1970s to 335,000 hectares today. Intergovernmental cooperation in East Africa has allowed Ethiopia to adapt to market changes by developing varieties suited to the region. The focus now is on breeding biofortified varieties with higher yields, resistance to late blight, and increased iron and zinc content, as well as those suitable for processing. The Ministry of Environment, Water Resources, and Agriculture of Saudi Arabia reported a 47% increase in potato production last year, enabling the country to achieve 86% self-sufficiency in potatoes, harvested from 17,000 hectares of land. This sharp increase in potato production has positively impacted the manufacturing sector, stimulating investment and the implementation of advanced technologies. These efforts align with Saudi Arabia's goals to prioritize local production and reduce dependence on imports, thereby diversifying its economy, which has been largely based on oil extraction. Undoubtedly, Saudi Arabia has been inspired by Egypt, which has increased both its potato production and exports in recent years, even amid a shortage of irrigated land, a product previously not very popular in this Arab country. This week, Egypt launched a new shipping logistics service linking the Dikela port in Alexandria with Novorossiysk and St. Petersburg. As a result, next spring, Russian markets will not experience a shortage of young Egyptian potatoes, which perfectly complement the Russian potato season. The new logistics service was created after the Egyptian authorities announced their ambitions to increase exports and strengthen their position as a regional center for agricultural trade and exports. On the British Isles, there is no need to advocate for potatoes. Fish and chips, fried fish fillet with a side of potato chips, has been a national dish for several centuries. However, the competition here is not between different types of potatoes, but between varieties of the same species. For example, the hybrid potato variety Nemo, named after the fish from the animated film Finding Nemo, has experienced a sharp rise in consumer demand, leading to an increase in its cultivation area. Nemo is characterized by pink skin with creamy yellow spots and large marks resembling eyes, with golden yellow flesh. This variety is known for reducing cooking or frying time by a quarter, thus saving energy. The environmental benefits of the Nemo variety include its minimal fertilizer needs, high resistance to diseases, and efficient use of water. As a hybrid of Solanum foragia, Nemo combines the best qualities of native Peruvian potatoes with the disease resistance of European varieties. Due to the growing demand for Nemo, the British retailer Tesco is funding its cultivation in the UK. Currently, the price of 1 kilogram of Nemo in Tesco stores is 1.15. In South Asia, the country of Bangladesh, with a population of 174 million people, grows more potatoes annually than France, despite having an area roughly equivalent to the Vologda region of Russia. Bangladesh ranks 7th in the world in potato production, after China, India, Ukraine, Russia, the USA, and Germany. Frequent floods make the local soil particularly fertile, rich in moisture, which allows for excellent harvests. Now, as the end of the season approaches, potato prices are steadily increasing. This week, the retail price of 1 kilogram of potatoes reached USD 0.74. This scenario is compounded by a real profit chase among certain individuals in the supply chain, adding financial pressure on end consumers amidst food inflation, which has exceeded 10% since April this year. Unfavorable weather conditions, including rains and cyclones, as well as late blight, have contributed to market instability. However, farmers and traders report profits from potato sales. Some farmers believe that mislabeling table potatoes as seed potatoes, meant for storage, is a tactic for manipulating market prices. However, that's another story. For more news, visit https://potatoes.news, https://indianpotato.com, and https://potatosystem.ru. Subscribe to our channel and leave your comments. Feedback is very important to us. Send your information via WhatsApp to +51 939 995 140. Keep in mind that every viewer and listener can become a mobile reporter for this channel. Did you see or hear something important? Were you a witness to an unusual event? Let us know. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on Potato Week Results. We will continue to follow developments and share relevant news with you. This was Viktor Kovalyov. See you next time.